Ever wondered what life is really like when money is no object? Imagine waking up to a sunrise over the Amalfi Coast, sipping coffee brewed from beans that cost more than your rent, before boarding a private jet just to have lunch in Tokyo. This isn't fantasy. This is real. This is how the global elite live. But it's not just about the mansions, yachts, and designer wardrobes. There's a secretive rhythm to this life that most of us never see. In today's video, we're pulling back the curtain on the ultra-rich. What do they eat? Who do they talk to? How do they make decisions? And most importantly, why do they live so differently from the rest of us? We'll dive into their morning rituals, their billion-dollar homes, their shadowy networks, and even their obsession with legacy and immortality. Stay till the end, because what you'll learn about how the elite stay in power will shock you and possibly change how you see the world forever. Morning rituals of the ultra-rich. When you think of morning routines, you probably think of coffee, a quick shower, maybe a rushed commute. Not for the elite. The super-rich have personal wellness teams. Their mornings often start with blood work and biometric scans, followed by personalized fitness sessions with world-renowned trainers. We're talking about tech billionaires who measure their sleep down to the oxygen molecules in their cells, or billionaires who inject peptides to optimize performance. Some even start their day inside hyperbaric oxygen chambers, or with guided cold plunge therapy led by biohacking coaches. Take Jeff Bezos, for instance. He's said to prioritize 8 hours of sleep, a luxury many of us can't afford. But for the elite, health is wealth. And it's meticulously monitored through smart mattresses, real-time heart rate analytics, and even AI-driven mood sensors. Their breakfast? Organic, chef-prepared, and often customized to their DNA. And if you're thinking of something simple like oatmeal, think again. We're talking $300 Manuka honey blends, imported blue spirulina smoothies, and truffle-infused scrambled eggs made by Michelin-starred chefs. But it's not just about health. Mornings are when many of the most powerful decisions in the world are made. All before 9 a.m., homes that defy imagination forget mansions. The elite live in compounds, fortified, art-filled estates spanning thousands of square feet, often invisible to the public eye. Their homes are designed not just for comfort, but for power and permanence. Think underground bunkers, nuclear shelters, climate-controlled art vaults, and facial recognition security systems. Some estates even feature panic rooms with their own oxygen supply, direct fiber optic communication to military-grade satellites, and fully stocked doomsday bunkers for long-term survival. Consider the Antilia Tower in Mumbai, home to billionaire Mukesh Ambani. It's 27 stories tall, requires a staff of 600 people, and has 3 helipads. Yes, helipads, plural. Meanwhile, many of the ultra-rich don't even own a single primary residence. Instead, they rotate between global estates: a penthouse in Monaco, a chalet in the Swiss Alps, a beach villa in St. Bart's, and a mega ranch in Wyoming. These homes aren't just for living, they're often shell companies, tax havens, or art galleries in disguise. Some even use real estate as a currency of secrecy, trading privacy and influence in exchange for property value appreciation. But why do some of them install panic rooms with direct satellite uplinks? We'll get to that soon, and it has everything to do with control. Secret social clubs and private networks. Ever heard of the Bohemian Grove? What about the Bilderberg Group? Or even the Trilateral Commission? The ultra-rich operate within a world of exclusive clubs and closed-door gatherings where major global policies, investments, and media narratives are quietly shaped. These are not your average networking events. These are power rituals, disguised as retreats and summits. These meetings aren't listed publicly, no press allowed, just billionaires, politicians, and media moguls whispering over single malt, caviar, and classified documents. Many of these elites prefer to remain faceless and nameless, working in the shadows while steering the direction of nations and markets. For example, the World Economic Forum in Davos isn't just a conference, it's a power nexus. Private deals, confidential lobbying, and strategic global alliances all happen behind velvet ropes. And for recreation, they attend invitation-only galas, yacht parties off the coast of Sardinia, and $250,000 per head charity dinners, where political deals are discussed in passing, while art gets auctioned for millions. But what do they talk about when no one's listening? You'll be stunned when you learn the philosophy that drives their decision-making. Coming up next. A different relationship with time and money. Here's the thing, money doesn't just buy things. It buys time, leverage, and power. The elite don't trade time for money. They buy your time. Assistants, strategists, nannies, drivers, pilots, ghostwriters, even someone to hold their umbrella. Some billionaires have teams of 50-plus staff members just to manage their daily movements and schedule micro decisions. This gives them room to think, innovate, and scale their empires with clarity. Time becomes a weapon, not a limitation. Their money is not idle, it's constantly working. Stored in art, private companies, crypto vaults, Swiss bank instruments, and trust foundations. Each dollar becomes a node in a web of compounding influence. Also, their version of risk is vastly different. A failed investment for them might be $20 million, yet they write it off and move on. For the average person, that's several lifetimes of work. And here's a twist. Some of the ultra-wealthy even borrow money to avoid taxes, taking out low-interest loans against their assets instead of selling them. Why? Because borrowing isn't taxable. Selling is. The psychological game, power, legacy, and control. By now, you're probably thinking, okay, this all sounds excessive, but why do they live this way? The answer isn't just luxury, it's legacy, control, and a deep psychological need for immortality through influence. The elite don't think in years, they think in decades and dynasties. Their investments, decisions, and even marriages and friendships are structured around multi-generational wealth preservation. Family offices run by ex-CIA officers, economists, and tax lawyers build walls of financial invincibility. That's why they own media companies, sponsor Ivy League research, and fund policy think tanks. Influence isn't just desired, it's engineered. They send their children to elite prep schools like Phillips Exeter or La Rosey, not for education, but to build intergenerational alliances. These aren't just kids' schools, they're training grounds for the next rulers of industries and nations. And here's the wild part. Many of them are obsessed with immortality. From funding longevity research to cryogenic preservation, AI mind uploading, and gene editing, they are betting billions that death is just another problem they can solve. What do they fear most? Loss of power. Because when you've had a taste of ultimate freedom, anything less feels like prison. You might be wondering, why should I care? Because the world the elite create influences your reality, whether you know it or not. From the food you eat, the news you consume, the tech you use, even the laws you follow, much of it is shaped by people you'll never meet, in rooms you'll never see. By understanding how the ultra-rich live, you decode the hidden architecture of power. And here's the truth. Not all of them were born into it. Some built their wealth by thinking differently, forming strategic alliances, and mastering leverage rather than hustle. You don't need a private jet to think like the elite. But knowing how they think, how they protect wealth, and how they manipulate time, that's where the real transformation begins. Want to know how the elite invest during economic crashes and inflation waves? Subscribe now and stay tuned. That video is dropping soon.